Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. If you receive Social Security, SSI, SSDI, Medicare, or you're getting close to retirement, there are a few important things you may want to check before July begins. Spending just a few minutes reviewing them now could help you avoid confusion later and make sure everything looks as expected. In today's video, we'll go over 7 Social Security-related benefit checks that many seniors overlook. Some of these involve your payment information, others relate to your records or official notices, and one of them could even help you recognize a scam before it causes serious problems. Not every item will apply to every viewer, and not everyone will need to take action. But knowing what to look for can help you stay informed and protect both your benefits and your personal information. And make sure you stay until the end, because the final check is one that catches thousands of older Americans off guard every year, and recognizing it could save you from an expensive mistake. As June comes to a close and July approaches, many retirees naturally focus on their upcoming payments. But your monthly deposit is only one part of the picture. Reviewing your information, understanding official updates, and confirming that everything is accurate can give you greater peace of mind. The good news is that none of today's checks are difficult. In fact, most can be completed in just a few minutes. The goal isn't to create unnecessary worry, it's to help you stay organized, informed, and prepared. We'll start with one of the easiest things to review before July arrives, and as we move through the list, we'll cover several topics that many beneficiaries don't realize are worth checking until something unexpected happens. Before we get into the first benefit check, if you find clear and practical updates like these helpful, consider subscribing to the channel. We regularly cover Social Security, Medicare, retirement planning, government programs, and tips that can help you stay informed and avoid costly misunderstandings. Now, let's start with the first item you may want to review before July begins. The first thing to check is the amount of your upcoming Social Security payment. For many retirees, monthly benefits arrive on a predictable schedule, making it easy to assume that every deposit will always be exactly the same. But depending on your individual situation, deductions, adjustments, or other changes may affect what you actually receive. Taking a quick look at your expected payment before the month begins can help you spot anything that seems unusual and give you time to understand the reason behind it. If your deposit arrives exactly as expected, that's great. You can simply move on with confidence. If it looks different than anticipated, don't panic. There may be a perfectly reasonable explanation based on your personal circumstances or recent updates to your account. Just as important as the payment amount is the timing of when that money arrives, and that's exactly what we'll look at next, because many beneficiaries become concerned when the real issue is simply understanding their payment schedule. The second benefit check is just as simple, but it's something that surprises many retirees every year, confirming when your payment is actually scheduled to arrive. Social Security payment dates can vary depending on the type of benefit you receive, and, for many beneficiaries, on your birth date or other eligibility factors. Because of that, friends or family members may receive their deposits on different days, even though they all collect Social Security. Before July begins, take a moment to verify when you normally expect your payment. Knowing the schedule ahead of time can prevent unnecessary stress if the money hasn't appeared on a day you assumed it would. It's also important to remember that weekends, federal holidays, or banking processing times can sometimes affect when funds become available in your account. Rather than worrying immediately if you don't see a deposit at the exact moment you expected, first compare it with your usual payment schedule and any official information available to you. A few minutes of preparation can save hours of unnecessary concern. But your payment date isn't the only detail worth checking. The place where that money is sent is equally important. And the next benefit check focuses on making sure your direct deposit information is still correct and secure. The third benefit check involves your direct deposit information. Many beneficiaries set up direct deposit years ago and rarely think about it again. In most cases, that's perfectly fine. But before July begins, it's worth confirming that the bank account connected to your benefits is still the one you expect to use. If you've recently changed banks, opened a new account, or updated your financial information, taking a moment to review those details can help prevent delays or confusion. Even if nothing has changed, checking your records can provide peace of mind and reassure you that future payments are headed to the correct destination. You should also make sure your contact information is current. If an agency ever needs to send you an important notice or request additional information, having accurate details on file can make the process much smoother. And while you're reviewing your payment information, don't forget about another item that affects millions of retirees every month: Medicare premium deductions. Some beneficiaries notice a difference in their deposit and immediately assume something is wrong, when in reality the explanation may already be reflected in their Medicare-related records. That's what we'll examine next. The fourth benefit check is especially important if your Medicare premiums are deducted directly from your Social Security payment. Some retirees notice that their monthly deposit is different than expected and immediately worry that a mistake has been made. In reality, the difference may simply reflect a premium deduction or another authorized adjustment that applies to their individual situation. That's why it's helpful to review both your benefit payment and any related Medicare information before July begins. Understanding how these amounts fit together can make your monthly deposit much easier to interpret. If everything matches your records and expectations, you can move forward with confidence. If something seems unfamiliar or unclear, take the time to review the available information before assuming there's a problem. Remember, not every change is an error, and not every beneficiary will see the same deductions or adjustments. And before we continue, if you're finding this video useful, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. We regularly share practical updates that can help seniors stay informed and avoid unnecessary mistakes. Now let's move to the fifth check, one that many people rarely think about until years later, even though reviewing it now could save time and frustration in the future. The fifth benefit check may not seem urgent, but it can be one of the most valuable over the long term: reviewing your earnings record. Social Security calculations are based, in part, on your reported work history and lifetime earnings. If information is missing or inaccurate, it could affect how your record is documented and may deserve closer attention. Even if you're already retired, it's still worthwhile to understand what appears in your file. Some beneficiaries assume these records never need another look after they stop working, but periodically reviewing them can provide added confidence that everything is in order. When checking your information, pay attention to names, dates, and reported earnings. If everything looks accurate, keep your records organized for future reference. If you notice something that doesn't seem right, gather any supporting documentation you may have and review the situation carefully before taking further steps. Identifying a discrepancy sooner is often easier than discovering it years later. Many people assume records automatically fix themselves over time, but verifying important details remains one of the simplest ways to stay informed about your own benefits. The next item on our list is different. It isn't about your earnings or your payment amount at all. Instead, it's about official notices and updates that many seniors receive but sometimes set aside without reading carefully. And that can lead to unnecessary confusion. The sixth benefit check is to review any recent official notices or updates connected to your Social Security benefits. Some beneficiaries may receive communications that explain a change, request additional information, confirm records, or simply provide an update about their account. In many cases, no action is required. But reading these notices carefully can help you understand what they mean. It's easy to set aside an envelope or ignore a message because it doesn't seem urgent. However, taking a few minutes to review official correspondence can prevent misunderstandings and ensure you don't overlook information that applies to your personal situation. If a notice asks you to verify information or review your records, follow the instructions carefully and make sure you understand what is being requested before responding. Just as importantly, keep copies of important documents in an organized place so you can refer to them later if needed. But while reviewing official communications is a smart habit, there's another issue that deserves even more attention before July begins. Unfortunately, not every message that appears to come from the government is genuine, and our final benefit check may be the most important one of all, because recognizing a scam could protect both your identity and your finances. The seventh and final benefit check isn't about your monthly payment at all. It's about protecting yourself from scams that target older Americans every single year. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next video.